Welcome back to We Need to Talk Now, presented by AT&T. I'm Alicia Day here with Terrika, Foster-Brasby, and it wouldn't be a We Need to Talk Now show without talking some basketball, Terrika. And you were at something yesterday that we need to talk about for sure, and that was the Unrivaled Philly stop that they had on their tour. It was a sold out crowd in Philly of 21,490 people, which is a record attendance for a regular season women's professional basketball team game for any event in that venue's history. It was phenomenal to see, from the outside looking in. I wish I was there, but you were on the ground. So why don't you tell us just a little bit about the experience there?
Yeah, it was incredible. And when I say the building was electric, it was electric. There were, for one, it was great to walk around the city of Philadelphia and see people excited about Unrivaled in women's basketball. Literally in my hotel, going to the store, the 7-Eleven, it didn't matter. I was seeing someone with a Phantom t-shirt or a Rose t-shirt, which made sense considering that Natasha Cloud and Kalia Copper, who plays for Phantom and Rose respectively, are from the Philadelphia area. So it made sense that they would drum up that type of attention. But it was so many people who were just there for this particular thing. Then we add to actually getting to the arena. The atmosphere was incredible. The fans were loud. They cheered for everything. They were just excited to be representing Philadelphia in this space. You could tell that the crowd's energy trickled over to the play's energy. Marina Mabry, who is a Jersey native, which isn't far from Philadelphia at all, is right across the street, actually. She decided she wanted to make this a home game for her, too. So she goes off and drops 27 points in the first quarter. Mind you, these quarters are 7 minutes, 8 minutes. So it's not like you got a lot of time. But she drops 27 points in the first quarter, finishes the game with 47 points, which is a record for Unrivaled. It was an electric atmosphere, and I think it continued to prove one, that women's basketball, and everybody's watching women's basketball. Everybody really is watching women's basketball. But I also think it continues to prove that there is an appetite for women's basketball on all levels. It doesn't just have to be the style that we see in the WNBA. We see it in Unrivaled. We see coming up this week, as a matter of fact, Athletes Unlimited, and folks are getting excited about going to Nashville to see that. So the appetite for women's basketball, we knew it was there. You and I knew it was there. But just seeing that building on Friday evening just further clarified what we already knew and validated what we already knew, is that people love women's basketball and they're willing to consume it if you put it in a place and at a place that they can come to get it.
Yeah, and I absolutely loved seeing that. I loved it broke my heart, but also made me happy at the same time to see players like Natasha Cloud be emotional after the game, because they know what it's like to be in spaces where they weren't necessarily supported. And now to see this support and to see the way that people are just coming to watch women's basketball in these markets that don't necessarily have a team, but maybe should in the future. I mean, I think Philly made its case yesterday.
Philly's getting a team in 2030. So it was like,
Absolutely. So we already know that they have that built-in fan base there that is going to come out in numbers, as we see. But it's just, it's phenomenal to see how much it has grown, and also to see the players that have been through the gamut of the support that has happened for women's basketball get their just due in moments like that.
Yeah.
And so
can I also tell you that the stars were out in full drone? I mean, Sixers players were there. Dawn Staley was there. Tierra Whack was there. Leslie Jones was there. Wanda Sykes, Robin Roberts. This is cream of the crop talent that's coming out to see these women play. So yeah, people got to quit sleeping on women's basketball for sure. But when Philadelphia finally has their inaugural season in 2030, I think this was a great precursor that they're going to show up. They're going to show up big.
Without a doubt. And people are showing up for women's college basketball left and right as they should. And we're going to end this show with some hot takes about women's college basketball, Terrika. And for me, I'll just kick it off, right? I think that this year is going to be the year of the upset in March Madness. I think we're going to see upset after upset. We're in that final four that we think has been locked in all season and definitely has been locked in on those AP polls all season is going to look different than we see it look now. So that's my hot take. What about you?
Well, I wasn't really wanting to make this particular hot take this early, but you know what? Let's just do it, right? I think UConn is going to finish this season undefeated, like 100% undefeated. The tournament is where they're going to feel a little bit more battle tested because you already know how it is when it comes to the tournament. But I truly believe they're going to repeat as NCAA champions. And AZ Fudd's going to leave UConn the same way Paige Beckers did with a title. Sarah Strong, she's on the cover of Slam magazine because she is the future of women's basketball. Like, this UConn Huskies team looks so, it's funny because Paige Beckers made a statement not too long ago where she was like, do they even miss us? It doesn't look like it, sis. They're doing just fine without you. And so I think this University of Connecticut team is showing dominance, and it's not just they play in this conference type dominance. It's like they look like a complete team. It is very hard for me right now to see another team knocking them out of the number one spot. So that's my hot take. They're about to be back-to-back champions. That's how I see it. And also, really quickly, I need people to stop sleeping on Michigan State. All right. I know that they lost to Michigan, but Michigan State has been one of the best teams in the NCAA women's basketball this year, and folks have not given them the respect that they deserve. Robin Freilich is balling out with these girls, and I absolutely love it. And I know, again, that they took an L to Michigan, but they took the number 9 team in the country to overtime, and it was still a nail biter. So y'all need to quit playing with them and put them in the top 10. I am an AP voter. I put them in my top 10 every year. I mean, every week for at least the last month. They're a top 10 team.
All right. Well, if that's not hot, I don't know what is, Terrika. I don't know what is, but we will see how they fare in that top 10 moving forward for sure. And the UConn one, I couldn't agree more. I mean, listen, they've been rolling. And we have been rolling too on this episode of We Need to Talk Now. It's been great talking all things Winter Olympics and basketball. Make sure you're locked in, subscribed on every level so you can get all the updates of the newest shows. And we will talk to you next week right here on We Need to Talk Now, presented by AT&T.